Espionage, a shadowy world where trust is an illusion and deception is an art form. It's a realm where the stakes are as high as they get. National security lives on the line and the fragile balance of power in global politics. Among the countless operatives who have moved silently through this world, one stands out as a master of deception, a figure so cunning and skilled that even the most formidable intelligence agencies couldn't uncover the truth until it was too late. This is the story of Mossad's greatest spy, a man whose audacious missions and flawless lies altered the course of history. How did he manage to infiltrate the enemy's inner circles, gain their trust, and gather critical intelligence without ever being caught? And what was the cost of living a life built on deception? This is not just a tale of espionage. It's a lesson in the power of human ingenuity and the depths of human sacrifice. Chapter 1. The World of Espionage. In the world of geopolitics, information is power, and intelligence agencies are the ultimate brokers of that power. Their role isn't just to gather data, it's to predict moves, prevent threats, and protect their nation's interests. Among these agencies, Mossad stands apart. Known for its surgical precision and audacious operations, Mossad has earned a reputation as one of the most elite and feared intelligence organizations in the world. From high-profile assassinations to daring extractions, Mossad's operatives are trained to blend into the background and achieve the impossible. But espionage isn't all about action. It's about patience, strategy, and the ability to see several moves ahead. In this dangerous game, one mistake can be fatal, not just for the operative, but for an entire nation. The Middle East during the Cold War was a powder keg, with superpowers vying for influence and local conflicts escalating into wars. For Israel, surrounded by hostile neighbors, intelligence was a matter of survival. The rise of organizations like the PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization, and growing alliances between Israel's adversaries required Mossad to constantly stay ahead of the curve. In this volatile landscape, Mossad operatives weren't just gathering intelligence, they were actively shaping the battlefield, often from the shadows. Chapter 2. The Making of a Master Spy. Every great spy begins as an ordinary individual. This man's journey started in modest surroundings, but even in his youth, he displayed traits that made him stand out: an uncanny ability to read people, an unshakable calm under pressure, and a natural talent for languages. Mossad's recruitment process is as rigorous as its missions. Operatives are handpicked for their adaptability, intelligence, and psychological resilience. For this individual, the recruitment was not just an opportunity, it was a calling. After rigorous training in languages, surveillance, combat, and psychological manipulation, he was ready to take on the most challenging assignments Mossad had ever conceived. Deception is the cornerstone of espionage, and this spy mastered it to an art form. Crafting a false identity isn't just about creating a fake name and background. It's about living that identity until it becomes indistinguishable from the truth. He learned how to manipulate people by gaining their trust, playing on their fears, and feeding their egos. In one training exercise, he infiltrated a simulated enemy network so convincingly that even his instructors couldn't tell when he was lying. This mastery of deception would soon be tested in the real world. Chapter 3. The Mission of a Lifetime. The mission was ambitious. Infiltrate a high-ranking position within an enemy organization and gather intelligence that could tip the scales in Israel's favor. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Failure meant not just his death, but a catastrophic setback for Mossad. The target wasn't just a person, but an entire network of individuals operating in secrecy. This required him to gain access to their most sensitive operations without raising suspicion. Building his cover was an intricate process. Every detail of his new identity was meticulously planned, from the way he spoke to the history of his family. He adopted the persona of a businessman with ties to the Middle East, giving him the perfect excuse to travel frequently and mingle with influential figures. Through a combination of charm, wit, and calculated risks, he built relationships with key players in the enemy's network, slowly earning their trust. The mission's execution was a series of high-stakes gambles. Every meeting, every exchange of information was a potential trap. Crossing borders with forged documents, passing through layers of security, and maintaining his composure under constant scrutiny were daily challenges. At one point, he was seconds away from being exposed when a border guard began questioning his documents. Thinking quickly, he diverted the guard's attention by feigning outrage at the delay, an act so convincing that the guard apologized and waved him through. His efforts paid off when he managed to obtain intelligence that prevented a large-scale attack, saving countless lives. Chapter 4. The Impact of the Mission. The information he gathered was nothing short of revolutionary. It exposed the plans of enemy organizations, disrupted their operations, and provided Israel the crucial advantage in negotiations and conflicts. His success wasn't just a win for Mossad, it was a turning point in the region's geopolitical landscape. But the life of a spy is lonely and perilous. Living under a false identity meant cutting ties with his real life, including family and friends. The constant fear of exposure took a heavy psychological toll. There were moments when he came dangerously close to being caught, and the smallest misstep could have led to torture or death. Yet he persevered, driven by a sense of duty and an unyielding belief in his mission. Chapter 5. Spy Unveiled. No cover lasts forever. After years of success, his identity was uncovered, either through a mistake, betrayal, or unforeseen circumstances. His arrest sent shockwaves through the intelligence community, and his trial became a media spectacle. Despite the risks, his contributions to Mossad and Israel's security were undeniable. To some, he was a hero. To others, a villain. His story became a symbol of the sacrifices and complexities of espionage. Chapter 6. The Psychology of Deception. Being a successful spy requires more than just skill. It demands an extraordinary psychological profile. Spies must walk a fine line between loyalty and manipulation, constantly balancing their dual identities. Espionage isn't black and white. The ethical dilemmas faced by operatives and their handlers raise difficult questions. Does the end always justify the means? Is deception ever truly justifiable? Chapter 7. Espionage in modern times. Modern espionage relies heavily on technology, from cyber surveillance to AI-driven analytics. But human intelligence, spies on the ground, remains irreplaceable for gathering nuanced information. Mossad continues to adapt, maintaining its position as one of the world's most innovative intelligence agencies. Its legacy of bold operations serves as both inspiration and caution for the future of espionage. The story of Mossad's greatest spy isn't just about deception. It's about bravery, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of security in an uncertain world. His actions remind us that the shadows of history are often where the most extraordinary stories unfold. As we reflect on this tale, let's remember that understanding the complexities of espionage can offer valuable insights into the delicate balance of global power and the human cost of maintaining it.